Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be taking you through a nice juicy yin yoga kind of hamstring based practice. It's super warm in the studio today. I'm not sure why I wore all black, so I'm just going to take this off. So with me today I have two blocks. If you don't have two blocks at home, then you can take two big books. I've got a blanket. I have a yoga strap. If you don't have a yoga strap, then take something that resembles that. So that could be a tie, a scarf, you know, anything, a belt, whatever kind of resembles a yoga strap. And then I also have my bolster behind me, trusty bolster. If you don't have one of these, then I really recommend you invest if you're a yin yogi like me. However, if you don't have bolsters, then you can just stack a few pillows on top of one another and you'll still get the same support. We won't be using the bolster too much today, just for one of the positions. So today it's quite a comfortable practice. So main one we need is the yoga strap. So we're going to start the practice lying down on your backs when you are ready. Just going to move my blocks out of the way. Lying down on your backs, just make sure that you have your yoga strap with you as you make your way down. So just make sure it's placed beside you. We lower all the way down onto the back. You can take a little bend into the knees to start, or you can straighten out the legs, just whatever kind of suits you. And just using the first few moments of practice to settle in, to arrive, to land within this present moment. Bringing full awareness to the body, noticing if there's any aches, any pains, any tenderness or soreness. Any parts that feel sticky or stuck. When you reach a position or a part of the body that feels that way, then send the breath into it. Pressing the exhale down to the hips, the thighs, the legs, wherever you need it. And just allowing that tension to dissolve as if it's a bath bomb placed at that part of the body, slowly dissolving with each breath in and out. Melts away with each cycle. Now bringing more of an awareness to the breath. We've kind of tapped in, we've used it to release any tension held within the body physically. Just now allowing the mind to become clear and cleansed as we just focus on the sweet inhales in through the nose. And the soft exhales as you part the lips and allow the air to fall out of the mouth, out of the body. Keeping those cycles going in and out. Finding complete relaxation, heaviness as we melt into the earth. Now with this focus and attention on the breath, as we've taken the time to fully tap into the body, oh my goodness, what is going on? Just pause for a moment so you guys can hear me. There we go, that should be better now. So with the full focus and attention on the breath, the mind may have cleared, or we may have just allowed ourselves to drop into this present moment a little easier. We may have allowed ourselves to release any worries or any stresses, stepping into this practice almost as if it's a fresh slate. Now, if you do have any worries, any anxieties, anything going on, then don't worry. Don't hold attachment to this. Let it go. And do your best to leave it at the door today, outside of the space that you are practicing in, so you can honor yourself this time for you. Now you can use these first few moments as an opportunity to set an intention for today's practice. It may be a certain goal, a phrase or affirmation you would like to connect with, something that's going to bring a little bit more purpose not only to this practice, but maybe something you can carry with you off of your mat and into your day-to-day life. To add some mindfulness, maybe even some motivation, manifestations. What would you like to call in? Whether it's an energy you'd like to embody, a certain pose you would like to achieve if it's within your yoga practice. Whatever it is, breathe that into the body now, as if you've planted a seed within the heart or within the mind. Allow it to become part of you, already creating this manifestation process. Breathe in. Breathe it out. And keep setting that intention into place. Any negative thoughts or limiting beliefs that start to creep in can be pushed away. Just like the tension held within the body, we allow it to dissolve like that little bath bomb. Final cycle of breath here. Breathe in and breathe it out. With your next inhalation, start to hug the right knee into the chest and extend the left leg long. And just taking a little moment in this wind reliever pose to drive that knee towards the side of the body, towards the rib cage. Maybe you'd like to roll out the ankle to flex and point into the foot, creating a little bit of motion, a little bit of movement here. And then when you are ready, we're gonna incorporate your strap now. So unraveling the strap, looping it around the sole of the foot, and slowly starting to extend the leg up. And taking the strap to a place that feels comfortable to you. So you might want to loosen the strap so you can take a softer stretch. The hands will fall closer towards the chest. If you're looking for something a little bit deeper, you walk the hands closer towards the foot to drive that leg in further. And just pausing in stillness for a moment, getting comfortable in this position, or as comfortable as you can. You can soften into the knee, and just make sure that the back of the head and the shoulders are still melted down. You're not lifting the head, trying to pull that leg in closer. If you need to back off to soften through the back body, then back off. And just allowing yourself to truly melt in. Keep flowing with the breath. And as this is yin, we're going to come to some stillness now. So when you found that comfortable position, do your best to release any effort that the body is holding on to. Maybe just slightly loosen your grip. Allow the shoulders to melt a little deeper. Each vertebrae to hang heavy into the mat. Feeling that full sensation through the back of the leg. From the heel all the way up to the glute. So you feel it run along the calf, the back of the knee, the back of the thigh. Let it drive inwards. Breathe in and breathe it out. Take another inhale and exhale. When you're ready, bringing both of your straps now into the right palm. We take the left hand to the left hip and slowly start to guide the right leg to come out to the side, opening out your hip. Now we're gonna be taking a little inner thigh stretch as well as a hamstring stretch. If you feel as though you don't want to create a lot of tension within the arm to keep that leg lifted, then you can allow the leg to fall out to the side onto your bolster. And this just allows you to relax a little further, but just to still hold on to the strap and find the right stretch. Just make sure that that left sit bone is grounded down here as we make our way into this position. We're not dropping the foot all the way down to the mat and then lifting that hip bone or sit bone off of your mat, compensating. We then take away the stretch when we do this. So finding a position that works for you, whether you want to slide a little block underneath that right elbow to support the arm. You can take it just on top of the bolster if you prefer. Now I quite like to take away my strap and then hold on to the ankle and open my leg out to the side this way. But it's completely optional. If you're not very open here, then this can feel quite uncomfortable. But as I said, finding a pose that feels kind of comfortable or as comfortable as it can be here. So we want to be working into a sweet spot where we feel enough sensation, but it's not too much where we're holding tension, we're straining the body and wanting to come out of the pose early. We can hold it for the time that we are meant to be here by. Find a deep breath in and a deep breath out. When you are ready, releasing your strap, releasing your foot. If you have hold of it, start to bend into the knee and hug it in towards the chest. Nice big squeeze. You can even draw the nose towards the knee if you'd like. Maybe even give it a little kiss. Little self-love today. Then extend your leg out long, meeting the left one. Now if you did use a bolster on this side, then it's quite nice now just to take it over to the other. And then as we pause between sides, we can acknowledge how we feel between the two sides. So the length that's created within the right side of the body. And maybe the left side is starting to feel a little shorter. It feels uncomfortable. It feels like it wants the same attention. It's craving that. Taking one more breath in here. And one more breath out. Hugging the left knee into the chest. Wrap the fingertips around the shin. Nice big squeeze of the leg. You can start to roll out the ankle and flex and point into the foot, working through the toes. Any clicking or cracking is okay. And breathing deeply into it. And then when you are ready, taking your strap, looping the strap around the sole of the foot, start to extend the leg high. Oh my goodness, this side feels so much tighter than the first. And just, if you're feeling the same, cater to that. So taking this side as a completely different pose, a completely different shape. Even though we've been in this position on the first side, it might feel completely different. You may feel more open, you may feel more closed off. So loosening the strap if you feel like you want a softer stretch, or walking the hands closer up towards the foot if you want a deeper stretch. Again, shoulders and back of the head melts into the earth. We then find our stillness. When you start to feel some tension creep within your body, it may not be the part that's stimulated, it might be the jaw, maybe there's a certain clenching there, maybe the space between the brows. You need to soften and let it all go. Don't be afraid to sigh out, so make a noise if ever you need it. This sigh will create that release for you. Breathing in and breathing out. One more cycle of breath. Inhale. Exhale. Taking both of your straps now into the left palm. Right palm to right hip. We start to guide that leg out to the side. Allowing the leg to fall onto your bolster here, onto something beside you, taking a hold of your strap, or releasing your strap and taking a hold of the ankle or the foot. Just whatever suits you here. Laying in this position, feel the stretch through the inner thigh. From the breath, fill the belly. In and out. Finding 2 more cycles of breath here. And slowly starting to release the foot or release the strap. We bend into the knee, left heel drops to the glute. Using the hand to guide that left knee back in as we wrap the fingertips around the shin. Little rhyme there. One final big squeeze, lifting the nose if you want, or giving yourself a little kiss. And extending the leg long. And taking a little moment, now we feel more of a sense of balance, of harmony between the 2 sides. We've taken those 2 stretches, we've worked with length, with stretching. Maybe you feel a little bit longer, a couple of inches taller. hopefully you do. And then from here, we'll slowly start to bend into the knees. Dropping the knees over to one side and coming to the side of the body. Here we use the hands to lift ourselves all the way up, coming to a comfortable seat with the legs just out in front of you. Next hamstring stretch, we now work on coming into seated forward fold. Now in this position, this is where we will mostly need your bolster or your pillows. I really like to bring my bolster underneath the knees to provide a bend. And then this just allows me to fold a little bit easier over the thighs. Maybe taking the feet about hip width distance, so you can fall between. If you have a block or two blocks, you can stack one on top of the other, taking them between the calves. Onto the block, creating a little release as the head drops down, as we bow down. Feeling this nice inflation through the back body as you breathe in, and the soft exhalation as you breathe out, this sense of melting, of letting go of any resistance, any retention. Now you can slide a little blanket over the sitting bones to provide a little bit more support and elevation for the hips. Sitting on the edge of the blanket, this just creates that fold to come in a little bit easier. And if you're feeling more open, then you can bring your bolster between the thighs, either coming to what I like to call your unicorn, where you bring it at an angle and then you allow the forehead to drop into it there, or allowing your bolster to rest on top of the thighs and then fold over that way. Take whatever you need, just making sure that you can disengage and you can fully relax. Feeling this whole stretch through the back body, from the backs of the thighs, all the way up the backs of the hips, around the back of the spine, the shoulder blades, maybe even the neck and the back of the head. Feel this whole stimulation, this whole release as you melt in. And just spending one more minute here. If you would like to take the pose any deeper for this final minute, then please feel free to. Rounding further, feeling more of a stretch through the backs of the thighs. Maybe you start to feel a tingling. Just allow yourself to keep melting in. To keep bringing the awareness back to the breath when the mind starts to wander.
3 more cycles of breath. And after your third cycle, slowly start to lift the head away from your bolster, away from your prop. Or slide it out from underneath you if you have that bend into the knees. Taking it over to one side, rolling it away, and then we shuffle forwards up towards the top of your mat. Bringing a soft bend into the knees, we're going to come all the way down into Shavasana. Only 3 easy poses today, and then straight into a nice comfy one. So you can add your blanket over the body if you'd like, take it behind the head, maybe even grab an eye pillow. You can also slide your bolster underneath the knees for something a little bit more comforting for the lower spine. However, because we've opened up the hamstrings today, you may feel as though lying flat is a little bit more comfortable. But just take whatever you need. We allow the arms to run alongside the body with the palms shining up. Closing down the eyes, and just allowing the whole body to melt in. As you come to this position, the mind may start to wander, so bring the awareness back to the breath when it does. That full focus on the in and the out, that cleansing cycle. And staying here for as long as you need. I thank you so much for joining me today. From my heart to yours. Namaste.